Urban Street Angels has a shelter, an overnight shelter on Tuesday nights, and our guests come in between 5:30 and 7. They get dinner, showers, haircuts sometimes. They stay overnight in a warm and safe place, and then Wednesday morning they wake up and get breakfast and then go on about their business. So it's not a drop-in shelter. We ask that they stay, if they're going to be here for dinner, that they stay the night. So we do that Tuesday nights, Wednesday mornings at Mission Gathering Church in North Park. And then we also do an outing to Ocean Beach on Friday nights where we take dinner and limited hygiene supplies and clothing and so forth. And we feed. We have between 15 and 20 people normally Tuesday nights and about 60 people on Friday nights. And then so that's the Urban Street Angels side of it. The 8 West side of it is for young people between the ages of 17 and 25 who are ready to get off the streets. We offer a program funded by the county that with housing and then employment either through our 8 West soap business or through some other partner. So we offer housing and employment for the folks that are ready to get off the streets.
On the turning away from the pale and downtrodden, and the words they say which we won't understand. Don't accept that what's happening is just a case of all the suffering, or you'll find that you're joining in the turning away.
My name is Aaron. I'm 22 and I'm from Missouri originally. Been out here for about 2 years, and a year of it was spent on the streets, officially homeless, and another year of it's been in the housing program.
All right. My name is Angelo, and I'm 19 years old, and I'm from South Sudan.
My name is Levi. I'm 21. I'm from San Diego.
I'm Anthony Corral. I'm 19 years old and I'm from San Diego, California.
I moved out at 17 because, teenagers are always right, and you're a legal adult at 17 in Missouri, so I had to. I ended up hitchhiking out here. I got into a fight with the guy I was living with. He wanted this girl and I didn't, so I got somebody else, and he got on drugs and drunk and then got to a fight with me. And so I said, screw it, took off walking. It was like Friday 13th, 1 a.m., pouring down rain. I ended up going to a gas station like 10 miles from there, waited overnight, got picked up by a guy after they kicked me out of there. Took me all the way to St. Louis, which is like 100 miles. And then I ended up making my way to Kansas a couple days later, and the same guy that picked me up and took me to St. Louis picked me back up in Lawrence, Kansas, and brought me all the way to Mission Beach. He took me out to like hotels, Sizzlers, the Grand Canyon, all this stuff. Wow. Made it here in 8 days.
Before I was born, my mom was, we were living in the middle of, we woke up in the middle of a war. My brother stayed back to fight the war, then my mom got shot in the thigh, and that's how me and my twin were born in Africa. As soon as we were born, a few months later, we went to America because clearly that's not the place to be. And then I got raised in Phoenix for a bit.
It's just the way I became that way is because I was living with my stepfamily, and it was okay for about the first time, because I moved with them when I was 6. After that, I kind of felt like they were like strangers, but just at the same time, I was kind of getting used to them as family. So I just had to deal with that until I was like 16. So I started missing class, started not going, and then.
I grew up just in a normal house. I was adopted when I was like 3 months, so I wasn't really like growing up adopted was just kind of the thing that I really didn't care about. My home life and family life, man, that was just a whole mess of things. You know, every family has, you know, problems, but I felt like I was the one that caused them. You know, I was always getting into new things and being curious and trying new things out that just were against like the rules and stuff. It was kind of a struggle growing up in a Catholic, like strict Catholic family, and then going from homeschool to public school out of nowhere and having all these new like ideas and new ways of thinking and way of living. All these things like just came out of nowhere when I went into high school, and so it kind of clashed with what I was taught growing up. So
There is no specific way to become homeless. It can happen to anybody for any reason.
Where'd you go? I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever that you've been gone.
She said some days I feel like, some days I wanna quit and just be normal for a bit. I don't understand why you have to always be gone. I get along, but the trips always feel so long. And I find myself trying to stay by the phone, cause your voice always helps me to not feel so alone. But I feel like an idiot, working my day around a call that when I pick up I don't have much to say. So I want you to know it's a little messed up that I'm stuck here waiting, at times debating, telling you that I've had it with you and your career. Me and the rest of the family here singing Where'd You Go?
I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever that you've been gone.
And then I started smoking weed. And then I told my stepmom that I did it once, and then she got mad at me, and I didn't think she would get mad at me because I told her the truth and stuff like that. So she started to get more mad at me and more distant and disconnected, and wouldn't talk to me, wouldn't trust me or anything. It's just like it got out of hand, and then she's like, just wait until you're 18 and then you'll be on your own. She kept saying that.
But as I grew up, my twin let me know like how chaotic the family and how dysfunctional our family really was. It started getting tough for me because psychologically, like, it started coming back to me. Things that I thought were light, you know, like I'd stay up in the middle of the night just to think about it a little more, just to understand, and I would lose sleep over it sometimes. I guess like that's how our brains work when like we want to keep our sanity, is we erase all the bad memories of our childhood and our past. School wasn't really interesting to me. I didn't really know it existed when I was younger, because I was from Africa and coming here, you know, and my mom wasn't even woke about like the environment around me, let alone even school. In high school, junior year, got like all F's. I was bad at school, bro. I didn't pay any attention to it. I didn't think it would affect my future at all.
when I went into high school, seeing like, the music scene and the different kinds of groups, I saw how some of the things they were teaching me just didn't really agree with what I was feeling, you know, like going out on a Saturday night with a bunch of friends, you know, playing music, having fun, partying. Like, that was life to me, you know. Following rules and being part of like a boring system wasn't my forte. I saw the beauty of life, I guess, and just wanted to chase after it.
It was kind of weird, you know, parents divorced at like 3 and 4, so I grew up between 2 different households, and then my dad died when I was 15, my stepdad died when I was 16, so I ended up having kind of a hectic, crazy little bit more moving than usual childhood than I would like to think most people experienced, and I take it for granted more how much family I had involved, but at the same time, like there wasn't really a lot going on, just mostly just school and then working at the bar.
Home life and family issues are major causes of homelessness. Unfortunately, many teens and young adults are driven to the streets by problems within their family.
Where'd you go? I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever that you've been gone. Please
Come back home, you know, the place where you used to live. Used to barbecue on burgers and ribs. Used to have a little party every Halloween with candy by the pile. But now, you only stop by every once in a while. Yeah, I find myself just filling my time with anything to keep the thought of you from my mind. I'm doing fine, and I'm planning to keep it that way. You can call me if you find that you have something to say, and I'll tell you, I want you to know it's a little messed up that I'm stuck here waiting. At times debating, telling you that I've had it with you and your career. Me and the rest of the family here singing, where'd you go?
I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever that you've been gone.
Man, there's everything you can think of on the streets, bro. Like, I think the hardest part for me about just roaming the streets was just not knowing like who you were around, your environment, not knowing the people you came across. Like anything could happen on the streets.
Back when I was homeless, it was more cops, and then some people were kind of shitty. Like finding a good place to sleep without getting woken up by people. And then now it's become more of the rain, because I do car detailing, and being able to say no.
I got here around here at like 8 o'clock at night, and so I was posted up right over there, just chilling by myself, because my parents didn't want me. I was homeless and 16, and so I ended up having a crazy ass night. Like, these guys rolled up, 4 guys in this car, and they were like, "Oh, that guy's cool. Let's go talk to him." They ended up bringing me down to their house in like Claremont on the drive. They got a whole bag of shrooms. They're passing them out, smoking joints in the car, and we roll all the way to Claremont. I'm like, all right, it's cool. He play music, because they had this whole like DJ set up in their room, this turntable set up. So we get to the spot. I pour me a glass of tequila, and we go up to play some music on his turntables. I'm playing the guitar, like, and he started like jamming with the turntables and everything, making beats out of it. And someone brings out the yay, starts passing around lines of yay and stuff, and smoking joints that are like this long and this fat. Like, man, that was my first experience here.
Since I've been in California, this is like from the time I got here to the time I ended up off the streets. I had done coke, heroin, ketamine, molly, sassafras, real acid, mushrooms, peyote, DMT, a couple like fake like acid remakes basically. Honestly, like some days I woke up, it's like, what can I get into today? And then it's like, all right, well, like that's probably not the worst thing I've done all week. Fuck it. Sure, I'll do some coke and heroin in the same day. Why not? I'm not paying for it.
In addition to drugs, weapons, and exposure, homeless people face problems every day, such as finding a place to shower and finding food to eat.
Where'd you go? I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever that you've been gone. Please come back home.
I want you to know it's a little messed up that I'm stuck here waiting, no longer debating, tired of sitting and hating and making these excuses for why you're not around and feeling so useless. It seems one thing has been true all along. You don't really know what you got till it's gone. I guess I've had it with you and your career. When you come back, I won't be here and you can sing
Where'd
it.
you go? I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever that you've been gone. Where'd you go? I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever that you've been gone. Please come back home. Please
as I went through with this program, it showed me direction, showed me guidance, showed me a way to inspire myself to improve and go forward. It's all about focusing on moving forward and how I'm going to be successful, not just more than successful, what I'm going to do with my success and move forward even upon that. Just keep on going and going and going until there is no end. It's just,
I guess, I don't know. I just grew up wanting to be a musician, man, and I wasn't really good at school, to be honest. That's how I went. I'm trying to learn my theory for the guitar, and then I'm trying to do Fruit Loops to producing app. He showed me.
I showed him it.
Yeah. We all work as a team together to just share our ideas.
Yeah, and
put something into the table.
Yeah.
Right now, what the program has done for me, it actually gave me, a time to stay there, to really think about what I'm gonna do. So when I got out, I have this whole plan and whole scheme set up to, conquer the world. I found out my priorities going to this place. My priorities are money, a life for myself, and happiness, right? And so I figured that out here.
Homelessness can affect anybody. By always showing compassion for one another, we can fight to end homelessness and make our community a better place.
Get what you deserve. Giant test that you're bound to get served. Love is what I got. Don't start a riot. You feel it when the dance gets hot. Yeah, loving is what I got. I said remember that, yo. Loving is all that I got, all that I need, all that I want. What I got. I said remember that. Loving is what I got. I don't cry when my dog runs away. I don't get angry at the bills I have to pay. I don't get angry when my mom smokes pot. Yes, I hits the bottle and goes right to the rock. Said I fucking fighting, it's all the same. Living with Louis Dog's the only way to stay sane. Let the loving come back to me, yeah. This is just a practice right here. Loving is what I got. I said remember that, yeah. Loving is what I got. No, I said nah. Loving is what I got now.